So for my project, Critical Lens Expert, my theme statement is: over the course of the novel, masculinity is redefined as learning to be in control and knowing how to take responsibility and have empathy towards others. So my first point was how in the beginning of the book, it really talks about how Milkman is really shaping into be someone like his father, and like having the expectation of being someone like manly and not showing their feelings and stuff. This connects to the theme because as a boy in a family, we learn about the perspective on how it's really like to be the man of the family, and also we get to learn stuff that happens to Milkman and his point of view and see how he has changed as a person. We see him shape into a bad person because he was more interested in knowing what people thought about him as to like what he really thought about himself, and he was really interested in knowing how people really thought about him and how he could be a better like leader in his society, because like that's what like women more, I guess, like a big stereotype is that's how women see men in society. It's a hairball. In chapter 11, we see Milkman change a lot because when he arrives to his hometown, Shalimar, the general store's name was Solomon General Store, and he asked for help to try to fix his $75 car, and then runs into a guy who questions him, and later on they go hunting and Milkman gets really tired and decides to sit on a tree and like reminisce on his whole life and see how he's taken for granted, and how he realizes how he's always been really interested in what people have thought about him, and he reflects on that, and he kind of like lets it sink in that maybe he's been doing something wrong, and he wanders off, and then afterwards Guitar tries to choke him with a wire, and he just kind of realizes that if he doesn't do anything to stop it now, then his life would just continue to go on and he'll never be able to be like his true self. This connects to my theme because it's talking about how Milkman has changed as a person and how he's beginning to notice things that he is missing out on because he's too busy trying to fit into a fake image. He's trying to fit into someone that isn't really his true self. Men are supposed to be seen as strong and like independent, powerful people, but like powerful men, but Milkman has begun to realize that he does have feelings and that he does have a right to be himself and to not just be someone that society expects him to be. So my last point is the part when Milkman and Pilot are up in the mountain, and at this point Pilot has been shot already by Guitar and she is slowly dying, and Milkman is there to comfort her and to be with her while she takes her last breaths on the mountain. He sings the song Sugar Girl Don't Leave Me Here, and Pilot slowly dies from the gunshot. And I think that this really ties back to like theme because he knew that she was dying, and he knew that he had to be there to support her emotionally and physically, because it was gonna be like the last time that he was gonna ever see her after she died. And so he really stepped up, like as a person who was really concerned about what other people thought about him, to being someone who decided to just be there for her and to be able to support her. So this connects to the theme because although he does show off to Guitar at the end of the book that he's masculine by like standing up and like showing him that he didn't scare him anymore, that he had already found himself and that he wasn't intimidated by him anymore, he does kneel down and he sings to Pilot the song that they had heard. And overall, I think the novel, there's a lot of parts where masculinity comes in, and there's like people, certain characters trying to fit a certain point of view, like not point of view, but like they're trying to fit a certain image that people expect them to be seen as. And yeah, I think that at the end we all have like a soft spot, including men. Like men can also be shy, men can also make mistakes, men can also cry, like a lot of things like that. And overall, I think I just got to learn about how gender roles take place in the novel, and how Milkman changed into the best loving version of himself, and how he had always been looking for, I guess, and how he just forgot about what other people thought, and how he was more interested in learning more about his family and learning more about where he came from, and to just like reunite with himself and just be happy for who he was. And yeah, it's a wrap. Ooh, I keep walking by. Stop walking by. It's a hairball.